Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2017 general mid-month readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Thank you always for your likes, shares, subscribes, all your support, feedback, and comments. I do read them all. Please keep them coming. And always a big thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal one-on-one readings, keeping me so truly joyfully fulfilled and occupied and busy, both my regular clients and my new ones as well. It's an honor and a pleasure always to read for you, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to do so. Thank you. And if any of you are interested in any personal one-on-one reading with me and you haven't read with me before, you can click on the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage for more information on what I do and the services I offer. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So turnaround time for personal readings is usually pretty fast. I can almost always get back with you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact with more information. And scheduling a personal reading can take anywhere from a few days upwards of 2 weeks, but almost always within a 2-week period of time we can set something up for you, live or recorded, or for someone else. I always get requests for gift readings as well, particularly popular this time of year. As we're just approaching Christmas, and there's nothing more personal than a personal reading as gifts for friends, family, and loved ones. And also popular at this time of the year are the 6 and 12-month overviews I do, which explores the energies coming in every area of your life over 6 or 12 months, depending on which option you choose, which I get requests for at any time of the year, but it seems to be more popular towards the end of the year as New Year's Eve and New Year's Day is approaching as well, so that's also something to consider. You can also find my contact information by clicking on the About button, and my contact information is also attached to the description of every video that I post. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under the same name, Irish Gypsy. The smartphone app is not for the more traditional, complex, longer, in-depth readings. It's quick questions, quick answers for quick questions. If you have a decision you need to make on the fly, or you just met someone, you want to kind of take a look at them, or you want to see how your relationship is doing, or any other questions, you can go to the smartphone app Instantgo, and the link to that is also on my videos and under the About button as well. Kind of puts me at your fingertips 24/7 for if you need a fast answer to a quick question or two. You can choose the one question, one answer option, or you can open it up into a little chat read via text. And they also have a new video chat option, so you can see me while we're doing our short little read. So if you just want something short and quick, not long and intensive, you can find me on that app as well. It's pretty cool. Check it out if you're interested. Okay, moving right along. Make sure to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well if you know them and if you can, for additional clarification. They may be a little more predictive for you during this time, because these are general readings. As we always say, there's a lot of you watching, so it's going to vary per person, the details and specifics and the area and the intensity, although the energy fundamentally remains the same. So this reading is for the air sign of Aquarius for December 2017. Aquarius, we have the Hermit, the Ace of Wands, we have the Three of Wands, and the Five of Swords. From the bottom of the deck, our overall energy and guidance is the Two of Pentacles. So we're looking at the last couple of weeks of December, basically the last couple of weeks of 2017. Hasn't it gone by in a blink? So Aquarius, let's take a look here. So it looks like some of you may be trying to make a decision about something, and that something has something to do with your future, building the foundations for the future. It looks like perhaps you're trying to make a decision as to whether to move forward into new beginnings, which means that you may have to detach from something or someone, and wondering if something is worth continuing to invest in, or if a potential new opportunity or new beginning is worth kind of the effort it's going to take. I feel kind of this going back and forth energy, and your crowning card kind of validates that as well, from the bottom of the deck, representing your overall energy over the next couple of weeks, the last couple of weeks of December. I apologize for the glare. It's morning here, and the sun often comes blazing in through that window, but there's no other place I can put my desk. So your crowning card Overall energy and guidance is the Two of Pentacles. So here we have Earth energy, which is the element which governs the suit of Pentacles. And in the tarot, the energy of Pentacles is earthy energy, and it usually manifests and reflects in the earthy, concrete, day-to-day aspects of our life. Things we can see and touch and feel, like money, finances, resources, property, assets, etc. Tangible things. The Two of Pentacles is a card of perhaps juggling back and forth between two things. It can be a card that represents being very busy. Perhaps some of you are working a lot. Maybe you're working a lot in order to take some time off for the holidays. But I do get, and sometimes this can represent the successful juggling in the concrete world. Maybe you're working one or two jobs. Maybe you're juggling a full-time job and taking care of your family. All of those things too. It is a card where he's juggling successfully. He's managing to keep them in the air, although it is taking all his focus and concentration. But it often represents kind of going back and forth between two things or juggling a couple of things. And for those of you for whom that resonates, I feel like the overall energy over the next couple of weeks as we close out the year of 2017, you're either taking some time out to consider whether or not something that you're doing and investing in is worth continuing in, or whether you want to detach it and go for a new opportunity, or whether you want to, if you're trying to do both, whether you want to continue doing what you're doing and start something new in addition, because I'm feeling it's a few different things. So we find ourselves around the middle of the month. I am recording these on the 11th, 12th, and 13th. Time being fluid, as I always say, with the energy of the Hermit and the Ace of Wands. So the Hermit is a card that can represent, okay. I was primarily feeling this more in the work, career, project area of your life, but I am getting some relationship energy or relationship story as well. The Hermit can represent sometimes walking a solitary path, a path alone, not necessarily a negative thing. Being alone doesn't necessarily mean you're lonely. But it also represents retreating, taking a step back in order to seek out guidance and clarity and insight about something, because that's what hermits do. I mean, what do they do? Hermits, monks, monastics, ascetics, they withdraw from conventional society or the distractions of conventional society. Why? In order to figure something out, in order to kind of get quiet and go into kind of that inner space and find a solution, insight, guidance, wisdom, clarity on something. And it's also about using the accumulation of your life's experience to help guide you through a situation as well, which is what this aged hermit is doing. He's using the light of this lantern to guide his way across this narrow precipice. And the light of this lantern is symbolic for all of his years of living, of experience, of wisdom, of lessons learned, trial and error, success and triumph both. It's all kind of symbolized in this lantern. So it's about using your experience and your intuition to date to also help you figure something out. And it can represent that some of you over the last couple of weeks of December, in spite of the fact we're in the holiday season, which can be quite busy and chaotic, you may be kind of, taking some time off or being a little quieter, or the advice may be for you to take some time out over the next few weeks to kind of find some quiet space and really think about where you're going to go from here on out. Now the Hermit is accompanied and clarified by the Ace of Wands. So here we have fire energy, which is the element which governs the suit of Wands. So in the tarot, this energy is very fiery energy. It's action-oriented, dynamic, fluid, usually forward-moving. It's the energy of creation, creating, manifesting, building things, change, movement, action, power. It's powerful force. Aces represent the number one, promise, potential, a new beginning, or the opportunity for a new beginning, the opportunity to begin something new. And this is the Ace of Wands. So whatever this new beginning or new opportunity is, comes with a fair amount of excitement, passion, enthusiasm, creativity, artistic energy even. Could be a new job, a new project, a new relationship. I feel like for a lot of you, this is something to do with job, work, career, money, but I feel like some of you too, this is a relationship as well. you can always translate this energy into any area of your life if that's how it resonates for you the strongest. What I usually talk about is what I'm feeling the strongest, the channeling that I get, the stories kind of that I get. I feel like for some of you, this is a relationship as well. You may have, some of you may be in a relationship, and perhaps you've been in one for quite some time and you're trying to consider, you know, maybe it's had its difficulties, it's up and down. You may be in a rocky period right now and considering whether or not to continue investing in it. And maybe some of you are alone or been single, been walking a lonely path, and you've met someone recently and you're trying to decide if this is something that you want to enter into a new relationship again. I feel like there's somebody out there who's met someone that they're interested in, maybe you starting dating them or something of that you have the opportunity to, but you've been kind of alone by yourself for a while, and maybe it's based on negative relationship history or experiences you've had in the past, but I feel like you're kind of torn between wanting to kind of get in this and fearing that maybe the past will reoccur, that, you know, you don't want to have any drama in your life. And I'm feeling that for somebody as well. But there's this opportunity in front of you, a new beginning perhaps in front of you, whether it's in the relationship or work or career or a creative or artistic endeavor as well. So it's taking some time off to kind of take a look at this new beginning opportunity, the possibilities of it. Now, next to that, we have the Three of Wands, some more fire energy here, and the Five of Swords. So the Three of Wands is about building a foundation for your future, doing the initial footwork. The tarot has an organic flow to it. We begin with the Fool, the zero, and we end with the World, completion. And all of the suits, all of the cards in between are about the Fool's journey, i.e. our journey through life, how we grow and mature and evolve, and the lessons we learn and all of those things. So there's an organic flow to it. So if you were to look at the preceding card, the Two of Wands, it shows in the Gilded Tarot a man standing at a crossroads, and he's trying to figure out which path to take. The key to answering that energy for the Two of Wands is long-term thinking and planning. It's not about instant gratification. In order to figure out what path to take, it's hard to start out on a journey if you don't know what your destination is, because you'll just end up kind of wandering around. So it's about long-term thinking, planning, and goals. So here, the Three of Wands, the next card, we've already chosen our goal, and now we're laying the footwork. We're doing the foundation work. We're kind of laying the groundwork for this long-term goal, this big picture, our dream, whatever it is we're striving for. So the Three of Wands is about laying the foundation, doing everything that you possibly can, and you're kind of waiting to see what the outcome's going to be. Now, it's accompanied and clarified by the Five of Swords. So here we have air energy, which is the element which governs this suit. I'm trying to sit a little to the right so that the glare from the sun is not too extreme. Sorry, guys. It's just the sun being happy today. So air energy is swords energy. And in the tarot, this energy is internal psychological energy. It's pretty much about what goes on up in our heads, our belief systems. What do we believe in? How do we look at things? What do we think about things? What's our perspective? Our words and our ideas, and how that actually affects the way that we relate to the world and people in the world. It's very mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. The energy of swords is also about truth, illumination, clarity, wisdom, education, and higher learning. So it's all this kind of stuff. So the Five of Swords is technically a card of victory. I always say technically because sometimes it can represent victory that comes at a high cost. And the accompanying question is usually, is it worth it? Is this worth investing in? Or if you're already in it, is it worth continuing to invest in? Because the cost may be kind of high. And sometimes that cost can be personal relationships or relationships with other people. I've sometimes seen this card come up in work and career spreads in situations where someone's very ambitious and they get ahead and they do get successful, but they kind of sort of step on people on the way up. So it can represent that, because the question that accompanies the Five of Swords is something worth investing in? Because it looks like it's going to be a lot of work, effort, or cost. It may cause some personal conflict or cost relationships. Sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes it's no. It just depends on what's going on in your life. You can see this man has just finished a battle, a challenge of some kind, or a lot of work in something. And as a battle or conflict, you can see his opponents are defeated on the ground behind him. He's gathered up their weapons, and he's holding his own aloft in victory. But it's not particularly, the colors are still kind of bleak. He looks tired, worn out, exhausted. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. This is a battle, a challenge, or an investment of time and energy, perhaps emotion, that's really taken a lot out of him. So is something worth it? So how this plays out, of course, it's a general reading. There's lots of you watching. For some of you, this may be in the job, work, career aspect of your life, perhaps financial investments. For some of you, it could be even a property matter. For some of you, it might be creative or endeavor, and a creative or artistic endeavor or project. Some of you, it may be a relationship as well. You have this new opportunity in front of you, or a new beginning in front of you, or that's your desire. And you're taking some time off over the next few weeks as the year closes out, which is a good time to be kind of contemplative, or you're being advised to kind of consider this. If it's something you're considering getting into but you haven't yet, look at everything. Look at it in regards to your long-term vision, your long-term future, your long-term goals, what your dream is. Is this worth the effort that it would require to put into it? And is it worth it? And would it move you closer to that goal or help you achieve that goal? That's something to consider as well. If it's something you're already invested in, it looks like it may be taking a lot out of you. Is it worth continuing to invest in? Should you detach from something and take a new beginning, or should you try to juggle what you have now and take a new beginning? If you're in something and you want to change it or maybe freshen it up, is that possible? What would it require, and is it worth it? Is it going to, ultimately, regardless of what area of your life this plays out, and the details and specifics are going to vary, but the energy and the questions remain the same. You can apply this to any area of your life, really. When you're looking at whether to start something new, or continue something you're already in, or juggling both of them. What helps to kind of make that decision, the bottom line should always be, in this area of my life, what is my long-term goal? What's my long-term vision? What am I trying to reach? And is continuing in this the way that I am moving me closer to that goal, helping me achieve that? If not, is there a way I can tweak it or change it to remain so that it continues to move me towards that goal? If not, new beginnings. Is this new beginning, is this new opportunity going to move me towards or help me achieve that long-term goal? This is kind of a guideline that you can use to make major decisions in any area, or even small decisions in any area of your life. What's my long-term goal, and is doing this or continuing this going to help me move me closer to it or help me achieve it? So there's this sense for you, Aquarius, over the next few weeks as we close out 2017 and enter 2018, of kind of considering all of these things, or being advised to kind of take a slow, quiet look at these things. This is a very busy time of year. It can be very chaotic, busy, and sometimes challenging for people. So it may be kind of difficult, but it looks like what would really be helpful is for you to at least try and carve out regular bits of time to kind of think about whatever this is, whatever area of your life this is resonating in. So Aquarius, that pretty much wraps up your December 2017 mid-month readings. I hope that you have found it helpful, useful, insightful, food for thought, or perhaps it helped validate things you were already thinking and feeling. Thank you very much for watching it. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that About button for more information and my contact details. You can also find my contact details attached to the description of every video I post. Email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. And for fast answers to quick questions, you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under the same name. You can also find that link under the About button and my videos as well. Take care, Aquarius. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the first readings of the brand new year of 2018. I hope the rest of your holiday season is blessed and wonderful as we close out this year and transition into the new year. And as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.